Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a look at another bootleg. This time it's the Figuarts Super Buu from Legend Creation. Yeah, this company seems to have sprouted up out of nowhere, but as I said in the Great Seaman video, I'm pretty sure it's the no-name company. They've just named themselves. Because, well, this guy is nowhere near as bad as the Great Seaman was. It still cuts corners in places you really don't want it to cut corners. Starting off, yes, yet again, and I would like to reiterate that I purchased all three of these figures from different sellers, and all three of them didn't bother to make up the box for me. In fact, with all three of them, I specifically asked for them not to send the box, because the box will get thrown away anyway, so I didn't see the point. But yeah, they decided to anyway. So, as we said before, Legend Creation. Some pictures on the back. Really low quality this time, to be honest. But yeah, as well throwing that away straight away. And getting on with the main event. So yeah, in terms of accessories, he does still come with a fair bit. Comes with the laughing maniacally face, which is probably the one I'm going to have on. I just realised he's very pale on the camera. He is a kind of a deep pink. I don't know why my camera seems to be acting funny today, but hey yo. You've got the really upset sort of face, and you've got the yelling "let me out of this time chamber" face. Which, I'll be honest, the faces are really well done for bootlegs. Honestly, I'm surprised. You do also get a bonus face for the Fat Buu, Mr. Buu as he's called, and funnily enough, this face does actually fit on that. Trust me, I've checked. Hopefully they make a fake of the Fat Buu as well, because I'm not paying £80 for the big one that really doesn't have much articulation. I'm sorry, I'm not paying 80 quid for a statue. It also comes with a little turn you to candy effect, which, strangely enough, can actually be used on the Buu. I don't know how good that is, but hey, it's an accessory. In terms of the hands, you've got a pointing hand with a dirty great spot on it that I don't know what it is. It looks like oil. It won't come off. Moving on. You've got a sort of come to me hand, as if he's beckoning him, like that. You've got two key blast hands. Sorry, I'm having trouble because this guy's so tall. I've had to raise the camera and I keep moving my hands to where the camera usually is. You've got two key blast hands, two fist hands, which strangely enough do not come on him in the packaging. Instead, you've got these sort of relaxed hands, which is quite easy to take off. They're not the usual ball peg, so I don't risk breaking them as easy. I really cannot speak today. Yep, they just pop in like that. Easy as that. In fact, let's do both of them. Might as well, since we can. You get so used to being afraid of breaking these bootlegs that you just don't want to do it anymore. In fact, let's do the head as well. Again, something which Tamashii never usually does, but with this figure they did. Just a double ball peg, which I would say is a better design than the usual, but that's just me. And yeah, that just fits on really nicely. So yeah, in terms of articulation, that's where this figure falls a bit short, I'm afraid. Now, where is that packaging? Because I don't have the real Majin Buu, unfortunately, but you can see from this picture he's got a hinge up at the top of the shoulder and the standard Tamashii elbow system right here. You will notice on the bootleg they are not the right joints. They have replaced them with Figma joints. And I know they're Figma because they're not Revoltech, because they don't ratchet. These are Figma joints. I honestly, trust me on this. I don't know why they thought it would be a better idea to re-engineer the figure in this way. I'm pretty sure the real one also had a butterfly joint. This one does not have it. The peg is just straight into a solid bit of plastic. And yeah, I do not understand why they done it. Surely it would have been cheaper just to keep the figure as is, as opposed to re-engineering the whole thing. Because there's quite a lot of re-engineering once we get to these hips. Oh boy. Yeah. But yeah, I suppose the articulation's not too bad. I mean, you get better than 90. At the elbow, it still swivels. You've got bicep swivel, but it's really tight. You only get barely 90 on the elbows because of those Figma joints. It's really not designed for it. And hold on, I have just jammed it. There we go, that's better. So just realised we forgot the head. So the head can tilt backwards and forwards. The neck is quite movable as well. The chest area, you can go back and forwards an okay amount. This piece is on a floating hinge. Well, that is just a floating piece, to be honest with you. And yeah, now we come to the main event. Remember Great Saiyaman? This guy isn't much better. It's a bit better. They've engineered ball pegs into it this time instead of just a slot. What I mean by that is, I have tried this before. It does come off rather easy. Yeah, they've completely re-engineered this joint system. It's not the 2.0. They've literally just... I don't know how this is cost effective. I really don't. I mean, if the 2.0 joints aren't great when you copy them, fair enough, but surely a bootleg company would rather just save costs and try and reproduce it. I don't understand it. But yeah, you can see double ball peg going into the leg, and then the sort of cover piece goes on top, and then it just pops on. So yeah, you do still get really good movement back and forth. It's not changed at all. You do get slight movement out, but nowhere near as good as you would. You do still get thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which are okay. You can see a bit of gap there. And the feet are pretty much useless because they're too tight. You really can't move them at all. But yeah, I am honestly confused by that. Surely it would cost them more money to re-engineer the joint system, because they couldn't just copy the mould that way. They would have to make their own. Surely? I don't get it. I suppose the figure stands fine. He looks fine. He's not overly shiny. None of the paint apps are horrible. And surprisingly, this guy's going for the same price as Great Saiyaman. Figure that one out. But yeah, a decent stand-in, definitely. I would say if you're not planning on putting him into any major poses, he would do just fine, just standing there looking menacing in your display. But in terms of longevity, it probably won't last, to be completely honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's up to yourselves to choose whether you actually want him or not. I mean, 15 quid's a lot cheaper than 80, so yeah guys, that will do it for this review. Until next time, I shall see you later.